everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Layla Nasser and my channel is called Celebrity. Now today we are going to be taking decimals. Okay, it's math. We're going to be taking decimals. Okay, so let's start. Now decimals. When a whole is divided into 10 equal parts, each part is called a tenth. Okay, and tenths can be written as decimals or as fractions. So now here we need to highlight some things. Okay, so we're saying that when a whole is divided into 10 equal parts, each part is called a tenth. Okay, now let's see. Tenths can be written as decimals or as fractions. Okay, good. Let's see. Now this is 1/10. As a fraction, it is 1/10. And as a decimal, it is 0.1. Now this one right here is 4/10. As a fraction, it's 4/10. And as a decimal, it's 0.4. Okay, now let's give you another example just to understand. Now, let's say that here also we have the second part shaded, and the third part shaded, and the fourth part shaded, and the fifth part, all of this thing shaded, okay? Actually, no. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts shaded. 7. Let's make them 7. Okay? All of these parts right there are shaded, that are colored in pink. Okay. So we say that in fraction, it is 7/10. Okay? While in, let's say, decimal, it's 0.7. I don't understand? Okay, here, I will explain more. Now, here, let's say here I have one rectangle, okay? And I want to cut it into, let's say, I want to cut it into 10. 1 and 2 and 3. Guys, as if they're equal, okay? I'll not cut them really equally. 4. Oh, no. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Guys, they're not really equal, okay? 9 and 10. Let's say it like this. Okay, and I shaded, let's say here. Here's 1, 2. Oh, it's not clear. Okay, again, 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts, 6 parts, 7 parts, 8 parts. Okay? Now, let's say I shaded this number. So let's say I shaded 8 parts. Now, each part of them here is now in fraction, as a fraction, like here, as a fraction, I write it as actually 8 over here 8/10. Okay, but maybe let's say as a decimal, we write it as, I tell you how we write in decimal form. Do we have any holes? Do we have 2 squares? No. So there's no hole. It's just one square we're talking about. Okay, so I put 0 holes. And then I just put the numerator of the fraction. What's the numerator of the fraction? It's 8. So 0.8. Okay? Again, I said here, I'll change color. Okay, I said that's here. I have another square. I cut it into another 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry guys, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, okay? Oh, actually, no, tell you what, instead of this, it's not so clear. A minute. Okay, so here I have a square cut into 10 equal parts. It needs to be 10 equal parts. You'll understand why later. It needs to be just 10. Or you just understand later why it needs to be only 10 equal parts. So I cut it into 10 equal parts. And I have shaded, oh, no, here. I have shaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, okay? Like as if they're fully shaded, guys, because it's hard a little, but like as if, there we are. Okay, now, I now shaded, I can say 4 equal parts. Okay, so 5 equal parts, I mean. So in fraction form, I normally write them as 5 over 10. Isn't that correct? Yes. Okay. But in decimal form, I write it as, now first of all, let's see. If there's any hole, like if there's another square and it's fully shaded, no. So I write 0, there's no hole. And then point, the decimal point. It's so important. You must have the decimal point at any time. And now I will see how many, I just take the numerator of the fraction, which is 5, or I count the number of parts shaded, which is also 5, okay? So I either use it that I write the fraction, or I like think about the fraction and see what's its numerator and denominator, and then write and see if there's a hole, and then write the numerator of the fraction. Or I think about it as how many parts I see if there's a hole, no, or yes. No, I'll think about the number of parts that are shaded, and they are 5, so I write 5. Okay, now next page. Okay, now here, let's do some questions in case anybody doesn't understand. Now, question number 1 says, write 3 over 10 in decimal form. As I told you, they normally wouldn't give you a shape, actually. No, they'll tell you just write 3 over 10 in decimal form. Okay, now here. So it says write 3 over 10 in decimal form. So as I told you, again, sorry, I paused the video and I'm just saying the words again because I just paused the video. So when it tells you in decimal form, you need to change that fraction to decimal. Fraction to decimal form. How? Let's see. Here, does it say, for example, 2, 3 over 10? Does it give us any whole? No. So we don't write that the whole. Okay. Now, let's see. By the way, 2, 3 over 10 means, like here, let's just explain everything. 2, 3 over 10 means that here I have 2 squares fully shaded, all of them. 2 squares cut into 10 pieces, for example, fully shaded. And I have another square cut into, let's say, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces, and only 3 of them are shaded. That means 2, 3 over 9. Okay, Just, it's an example for just for like understanding. Okay. Now leave us from all of this. Now we said that we need to write 3 over 10 in decimal form. So I have no whole, so I write 0. So important to put the decimal point. And then I see what's the numerator of the fraction, it's 3. So in decimal form, it's 0.3. Okay, now we need to write the fraction of the shape and write the decimal form of the fraction or shape. Okay, so this is also good and easy for us. Now let's see here. Here we have, it tells us like to write a fraction and decimal about the shape. Okay, let's see. How is this shape is cut into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So then I can shade 2 parts. I shaded here 1 and 2 parts. So it's 2 over 10. This is in fraction form. And in decimal form, as I said, no whole, so 0, and then decimal point, and then the numerator of the fraction, and or the number of parts shaded in the shape, and that's 2. And thank you everyone for watching this video. Hope it was useful, and bye.